Hi guys, today we're going to be discussing a new world coming to Plants vs Zombies 2 China. Over the past week or so, a number of announcements and sources have detailed a new fantasy themed world coming to the game. Other upcoming content is set to include 3 new plants and a whole load of new zombies. This new fantasy or fairy tale age is going to be the first world in a new game mode being introduced called Secret Realms, which is apparently going to work like the regular campaign mode but with different rewards. And from the sounds of it, the fantasy age isn't going to be the only new world coming to PvZ2 China. At the moment there hasn't been any gameplay leaked for this, but as you can see on screen we do have images that have been posted on the Plants vs Zombies 2 China store page. These include details around the type of visuals we can expect to see, as well as new characters we are going to come across in the fantasy age. So let's talk about plants. The first one we have is Heathseeker, a plant that has been in the international version of PvZ2 for quite some time already. I have done a translation of all of the screenshots we have available, but the China Heathseeker works in a very similar way but has some additional skills also. This plant is an instant, so like with Cherry Bomb, it will activate immediately when you plant it. It fires several thorns that can seek and pierce through multiple zombies. The way in which Heathseeker is different in the Chinese version is that it has the ability to break magical shields. This of course gives us an insight to a new mechanic in the fantasy age that involves some zombies having shields around them. From the zombies I will show you shortly, it's likely zombies will receive shields from a new zombie, or perhaps some may just spawn with them. So essentially Heathseeker is just a counter to this. Next up is the Hat Mushroom. Not the most creative name, but there you go. So I struggled to understand the translation of this, but there were a couple of things I did learn about this guy. Firstly, it's going to be a long range plant that has a catapult type of attack. You can hit the first 5 rows and costs 200 sun. The final new plant is called Ents, a very strange name at first glance, but I googled it and it was actually more interesting than I thought. Lord of the Rings fans will likely know exactly what Ents are. The term Ent is the name given to the humanoid or talking tree species in the Middle Earth world. So it's really cool to see the PvZ2 China team adding in some new characters linked to our favourite fantasy worlds. Again, I couldn't get much from the description, but it's going to cost 100 sun and can attack in a 3x3 area. If we're going off the Lord of the Rings creatures, this is presumably going to be a physical attack, but probably won't do much damage based on its sun cost. Moving on to the zombies, let's look at some of the basic ones we can expect first. And I don't know about you, but for me these are 100% giving me Lord Farquaad vibes. The costume and the hair are pretty much identical. Again, super cool, we have some Shrek references being brought in here as well. As with the plants, there are also 3 zombies showcased, but we do actually have a bit more info on these thanks to the PvZ Wiki. So first up is the Witch Zombie, who is very similar to the Wizard Zombie from the Dark Ages, but as you can tell from the visuals, she turns plants into frogs, not sheep. But instead of the plants just staying in one position when transformed, due to their froggy nature, they will actually start to ribbit their way off the lawn. They will keep jumping forward unless the Witch Zombie is eliminated. Along with this spellcaster, we can also apparently expect to see the return of both the Wizard and Archmage zombies. So yeah, some of these levels could get really tough. The next 2 zombies are the Guard Gargantua and the Red Queen Imp, who work together. Basically, some Guard Gargs will have a throne on them and others will not. The ones that do, of course, will have the Queen Imp sitting on it. Unlike other Gargs, this one will not throw the Imp even when it gets damaged. Instead, when the Garg is eliminated, a shield is dropped and a Red Queen Imp will appear behind it. The Queen will then try to leave the lawn to call in some backup, and if she makes it, 3 Guard Knight zombies will enter the field, or only 2 if on an end row. But if you manage to vanquish the Queen before backup is called, no knights will spawn. Speaking of which, although it wasn't included in the main poster, we do have an image of a 4th new zombie, the Guard Knight zombie, who comes galloping in on a horse. Presumably these will move quite quickly and will have a good chunk of health. So there you go, that's pretty much all of the info we have about the new fantasy world at the moment. The update is set to arrive this month, so hopefully we'll see some gameplay very soon. Anyway guys, that's about it for today's video. Let me know what you think of this in the comments below, but other than that, don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons, turn on notifications, and if you want to support the channel further, check out my Patreon page by clicking on screen now or through the link in the description. Okay, thanks guys, bye.